Guess where? Yes, Monte Carlo, a small principality in the Stirling area.
Good afternoon from Monte Carlo in glorious weather.
It's probably the premier Grand Prix, the best race in Europe to win.
It's one of the most demanding circuits certainly of its type in the world.
If you can be first away, that's a big advantage.
Engine qualities, go, go, go!
Graham Hill, how does this race compare with others in the World Championship?
It's definitely one of the toughest. The nature of the circuit is such that you require tremendous concentration.
Jackie, why do you think Monaco is so unique?
The sort of racetrack that seldom does the fastest car win. There's a very high mortality rate in vehicles here, so it's a question of the car that finishes.
Look at the crowd going absolutely mad.
We usually see our fair share of incidents here, don't we?
Once the race starts, it seems to be more of a distraction derby.
So demanding here, Graham. How often do you actually change gear, do you think?
We're probably changing gear about 16 times a lap. Apart from changing gear, we've got to conduct ourselves in the car around the circuit in a proper fashion and eyeball all the corners.
Chris, how should a driver approach a race like this?
You go flat out here, the chances of finishing are very remote because it's so hard on cars.
Right on his tail.
So why is overtaking so difficult here then, Jack?
The cars are getting so wide now, it's very difficult to get past, and if you're in traffic, you've rather got to wait for someone to make a mistake before you can nip through.
The tunnel, Mirabeau, up and down the streets of Monte Carlo, in and out of La Condamine, Monaco, still the most glamorous race in the world. So what does it really mean to win here?
To win at Monaco, it's the most beautiful thing it can happen.
And Graham, one final thought from you. Brawn are desperate to remain the team to beat. Do you think their first Monaco win could come today?
They seem to have got quite a bit of power, and looking at the rear end of their car, they've made quite a lot of improvements. And I would say, with the drivers that they've got, they're going to be quite a threat. Gentlemen, great to see you all again, and enjoy the 2009 Monaco Grand Prix. Thank you very much.
Of all the qualifying sessions of the season, Monaco has the biggest effect on the race outcome. It requires more concentration, more precision, more nerve, focus and skill than any other. If you get it wrong, you can't overtake, and you're condemned to a race with little chance of success. Getting it wrong in so many ways was Lewis Hamilton. He admitted he braked too late and lost the rear of the McLaren.
Don't know what I was thinking, I made a mistake.
Felipe Massa had an early scare but would survive into Q3. But both Toyotas were eliminated in Q1 with no grip, while it was the same story for the BMWs as desperation set in with wild setup changes. The Force Indias and the Toro Rossos achieved higher grid positions than usual. Nelson Piquet underperformed yet again in the Renault. But massive frustration for Sebastian Vettel. He had the lightest fuel load of them all, but the Williams held him up and the chance of pole was gone. Kimi Räikkönen starts on the front row, but he doubts he'll be able to exploit his KERS boost at the start. But what you need in Monaco is a car with great mechanical grip, and that's where the Brawn excels. Jenson Button delivered the exceptional lap of qualifying, pole position from Räikkönen and his teammate Rubens Barrichello.
I mean, well done. You're doing fantastic. Again, this weekend we started with a car that I wasn't happy with, and we've worked.
It's the start of the race of 1,000 corners, the Monte Carlo Grand Prix.
It's like driving a rocket around the car park.
There are no margins in Monaco as an in-street circuit.
You've not got much space.
There isn't that much room to pass.
The best opportunity is probably down into the chicane, into the harbour chicane after the tunnel.
The slightest mistake you make, you hit the wall and you'll rip off the front wing.
It's essential that, of course, that you're absolutely accurate all the time.
There's just no room for error.
You need to step by step get closer to the limit until you find the limit in qualifying and then stay away from it in the race again.
You've got to wring the car's neck, but within limits.
The circuit is surrounded by walls, houses, lampposts, telegraph poles, barriers, sea and nightclubs.
To really conquer it, you've got to be able to brush the barriers with confidence.
You have no time to rest. There's no real straight. You're always in corners.
It just wears you out.
It's a very, very difficult race to win because it's very tough on you. It's very hard work.
Does move, does slide a lot.
You've got to have that car 100% beneath you and understand what's wrong with it, where the limits are.
It's a real driver circuit.
From an achievement point of view, to win this race gives you a great satisfaction.
Coming to Monaco is a dream for any driver.
Simply the best circuit in the world.
Paparazzi, baby, there's no other superstar.
Jenson Button coming through now for Braun Grand Prix. We're in the 6th race and it's his 5th victory, and that is champion's form in anybody's book. Jenson Button wins in Monaco. The winner in Monaco and the championship leader by some considerable margin.